morning, everyone.
Morning. Morning.
So make sure that you have a strap and a couple of tennis balls and some blocks, and I think we are all set to go. So I want you to take a comfortable seat, and it does not have to be cross-legged, right? It's some place that you're sitting where your spine's nice and long. And then I want you to just take a couple of nice deep breaths. In through your nose and out through your nose if you are not congested today. And noticing how your body feels as you start to breathe. And then thinking about how you want to feel when we're done with practice today. So you're noticing things in your body and you're thinking about how you want to feel when we're done. And then setting your intention in whatever way that you do that. And then when you're ready, I'm going to invite you to stretch your legs out into a wide angle, but not so wide that it pulls on your groin, right? So if you feel a pulling, I want you to bring your legs in a little bit. And then we're going to take our hands onto the floor of the legs, and I want you to start to make some circles. And we're looking for, since a number of you mentioned backs, we're looking for how your back feels as you move. And eventually you're going to stop and go in the other direction. And then we'll pause and grab our tennis balls. And I want you to bend your knees a little bit and press the tennis balls. Now your butt, your sits bones are still on the floor of the blanket. So you're just in front of them, and then you're going to stretch your legs out. Now, I want you to check in. I want you to feel comfortable here. So if it's too close to the bone, pull them out a little bit so that it's a little bit more comfortable. And then you're going to have your hands on your legs. We're going to inhale up and exhale, slide down. Right, so adjust those tennis balls if you need to. Like I do right now. Okay, so sliding back and forth. Then we're going to come into the center, and you might bend your knees a little bit here, kind of check in and see what feels good. We're going to inhale up and exhale, start to walk forward. And because of the tennis balls and how our legs are, you're probably not going to come down as far as you might without them there. So you're going to inhale up, exhale, start to walk forward. Just noticing how that feels as you're doing that. Now, next time you come up, we're going to bend the knees a little bit more and take your feet to the ground if they're not already. And I want you to just start to move through your legs, kind of windshield wipering them side to side, noticing how that feels. So you're checking, the front of the hips, the sides, your low back as you're moving through the legs. Now we'll stop in the center. We're going to slide out your right leg. You're going to take the tennis ball out from the left, and you're going to bring that left foot in towards your thigh. Now if this pulls on anybody's back too much, you can bring your right leg to the center. We're going to take the fingers around your straight leg, inhale up, and exhale, start to come down. So you're going to inhale up, exhale, slide down. And you're just kind of noticing how that feels. One more time. This time I want you to come down as far as is comfortable and hold on and just take a couple of nice deep breaths. On one of these inhales, you're going to slide on up. We're going to switch the legs. So you're going to straighten out your left leg, put the tennis ball back there, and then bring your right foot in. And again, we're going to take the hands around your straight leg, inhale up, and exhale, start to come forward. So for some of this pulls on the back a little bit differently because we're going at an angle. And that's why if it causes you discomfort, you bring that leg to the front. Now this is the time when you come down, you're going to find a comfortable place and hold that position for a couple of breaths. Just kind of noticing how your body's feeling. On an inhale, slide on up. And let's bend the knees, and we're going to Bring them together. We're going to take the tennis balls to your low back so your butt's on the floor. You're going to place the tennis balls there and start to lean back into them. And as you do so, like again, checking for tension, and if there's any discomfort, you're lifting yourself up or getting rid of the tennis balls. And again, we're going to move the knees side to side. And we're not trying to get the knees to the floor. You're just trying to move side to side in a way that feels comfortable. Okay. Now some of you might want to work your body lower. My body's not going lower today, so, but some people will come down onto their elbows. Now, when you get through the center, we're going to get rid of those tennis balls and come all the way down to the ground. I think I'm going to be at this angle. So you're going to come down to the ground safely, and you have your feet about hip width apart, and you're going to stretch up your right leg and interlace your fingers on the back of your thigh. And at first, I just want you to point and flex that foot and roll through your ankle a couple times in each direction. Eventually coming to a place where we stop. Then we're going to inhale with the leg. As you inhale, you're going to press your foot up towards the sky, press your thigh into your hands, and then as you exhale, you're going to pull that knee towards your chest. So inhale, stretch up and press. Exhale, take that knee towards your chest. And just moving with your breath and noticing, again, sensation, backing off if there's pain or discomfort. One more time. And so as you exhale, we're going to release the hands and take that foot to the floor. Then we're going to take up the other leg. Again, interlace on the back of the thigh and kind of settle your hamstrings into your hands. Point and flex the foot and start to roll through your ankle. So eventually coming to a stop, and again, we're going to press up with the foot, press the thigh into the hands. Inhale here, exhale in towards your chest. Inhale, press away. Exhale, press in. And this next one will be our last one. So again, as you exhale in towards the chest, we're going to release the hands. You're going to find a block. Hopefully you have one close by. And we're going to take that block and we're going to put it between the knees, and remember that your block has, 3 different settings, and so see which one feels best for you. And you're going to walk your heels as close to your buttocks as it feels comfortable. The arms are down on the ground. You're resting your head and shoulders on the ground, pressing your feet into the ground. We're going to inhale, lift up your hips and your chest. Exhale, come down to the ground. And for most of us, holding on to this block is going to limit how high we come up. So you're just exploring inhale, lifting up, exhale, coming down. One more time. And when your hips come down, you're going to carefully lift your feet up off of the ground and straighten your legs up towards the sky. And just for a moment, point and flex your feet, and we're going to stop with those feet flexed. Take your hands onto your thighs. Inhale is going to be down here on the ground. Exhale, you're going to lift your head and your shoulders, slide your hands up your legs, and bring your legs towards your body. Inhale on the ground. Exhale, come on up. And if it doesn't work for your body to lift your head, it's okay to just move through your arms and your legs. Right, so see what works for you. Inhaling down, exhaling up. Now next time you inhale down on the ground, we're going to exhale, bend those knees and bring them in towards your chest. Hello. And then just gently move your knees side to side and feel that low back pressing into the floor. Hopefully releasing any tension in the low back. gonna try something. We're gonna see how this goes. So you're gonna take the block between your ankles or your feet. Stretch out your legs, arms overhead. Inhale's gonna be here. Exhale, you're gonna lift your arms and your legs. You're gonna grab that block out of your hands. Inhale, bring your arms and legs back down. Exhale, come back together. Grab onto the block of your feet. I thought we'd just, switch it up. Now, you can bend your legs. Think about it as a fun experiment. Yeah, you could do your knees, right? You could do it with your knees bent and grab the block out from between your knees. And then next time you exhale, we're gonna let go of that block, bend your knees, roll over to the side, and sit on up. Just tell me that was a little bit fun. We haven't done anything like that in a while.
It was fun to watch.
It was fun to watch. Okay, so if you have some blocks, I'm gonna ask you to take them towards the front of your mat. And some of you might like a block under your knees. We're gonna step forward with your left foot. And I just want you to give the front, so you want that back knee behind your hip, so you're opening up the front of that hip flexor a little bit. So we're doing mostly back today. Did you want to add anything?
That sounds perfect.
Sounds perfect, okay. Now we're going to step that foot back. Take your other foot forward. Again, make sure that back knee is behind your hip, so you're getting a stretch in the front part of your hip. And then very carefully, we're going to turn those back toes under and come into a forward bend. And bring your hands onto your legs. And you're going to inhale halfway up, exhale in towards your legs. And your knees can be as bent as you'd like them. Just moving with your breath and noticing how you feel. And on one of these inhales, we're going to slide on all the way up. And just take a breath here for a moment. You're going to need one tennis ball. And so after you've reconnected with your breath and your body and you're standing, you're going to find that tennis ball and just roll. Do you need one or no?
I got one.
You just start to roll through your feet. I guess everybody's on break today, huh? Good morning.
7.
I say as long as you made it. Okay, then we're going to do the second foot. I think we're towards the bottom of the basket because my tennis balls feel really hard. So we're on that second foot. All right. So when you feel complete with that, we're going to put that tennis ball off to the side. And then stand with your feet about hip width apart, maybe a little bit more. And then hands on the outside of your thighs. Inhale, body up, exhale, slide down. And you all know this one because I do it all the time. And if you want to start to drag up that outside elbow, go ahead and do that. And then if you want to take that outside hand and start to bring it up in line with your ear, you can do that too, and even look towards that arm. And just moving slowly with your breath and noticing all those wonderful sensations in your body. One more time on each side. And then we're going to pause for a moment in the middle. I'm going to invite you to grab onto a block. And if you're at home, you can use anything that is firm that you can hold, like a book or something like that. So, because that's always a question, what do I do at home? So you're holding onto that block, your feet are a comfortable distance. We're going to inhale, take the block up, come up onto your toes, exhale down. And then you might start to lift the block higher or not. But you're just noticing your balance, connecting with your breath. next time you exhale down, we're gonna take that block and put it behind our body. And it's a little bit harder to hold back here, but you're pressing in with your hands. And again, you're gonna inhale, possibly come up onto your toes and come down. And just notice, like sometimes your body wants to fall forward. Try to keep yourself upright. Inhale, take the block and hands away from your low back. Exhale, back down. Moving with your breath. Last time. And then we're gonna take the block in between our hands in the front and your elbows are bent. And here, we're gonna inhale, center, exhale, we're gonna twist. And you're trying to keep your hands and the block in the same plane so you're not dropping them or lifting them. And your eyes are following the block. And the next time you finish your second side and come back to the center, we're gonna straighten the arms again. And now we're gonna add on to this, all right? So we're gonna inhale up all the way as far as you can go. Exhale, bend the elbows, possibly stay up on your toes. Inhale, lift that block up. Exhale, come down. And you make it work for you, okay? Inhale up. Exhale, bend the elbows, try to keep them towards your head. Inhale, back up. Exhale, all the way down. One more time. And if it's too much, you just only come up to shoulder height and bend that block towards your body. So next time you come down, you can get rid of that block for a moment and come towards the front of your mat. And what I want you to do, you're going to take your weight into your right foot, lift that left leg up, and you're going to start to take it forward. And some of you might like to find a wall or a chair to hold on to, and then you're going to bring it down towards your standing leg and bring it behind you. So you're just slowly lifting that leg in front and then taking it behind you. And if it feels better in your body, it would absolutely be okay to bend your knee. Now next time you come through the center, we're going to place that foot on the ground and then switch to the second side. So again, slowly taking that leg forward, down towards the ground, lift it behind you. Your body will move with your leg a little bit. And you're just breathing and moving. This will be our last time. And then when that foot comes down to the ground, we're going to inhale. You can take your arms up if that feels good. Exhale down into a forward bend. You can keep your arms in line with your ears or slide down your legs. Take your hands onto your legs. Inhale, halfway up. Exhale down. And then you're going to take your hands to the block or the ground. We're going to step back with your right foot. And then here, I want you to, your hands are on the floor of the block. We're going to just attempt to lift that back leg up off of the ground. And notice, we're trying not to use momentum. You're trying to let your muscles lift that leg up. One more time, and then you're going to take that leg and place it in front. Bring your other leg back. And again, attempt to get that leg up off the floor. And just notice, like, are you pushing off? Most of us will, right? Are you using your muscles or momentum? And next time that leg comes up, we're going to bring it back down in front. And then here, keeping your hands on the floor of the blocks, we're going to inhale, straight legs, exhale, bend the knees. So you're bending your ankles, your knees, your hips. Inhale, straighten, exhale, bend. And then next time your legs are straight, let's take those hands onto the legs. Inhale, come all the way up. And once you get up to the top, let's roll through those shoulders. Inhale up towards your ears. Exhale, let it slide down the back body. Now from here, we're going to take those arms up overhead and holding on to the right wrist, we're going to reach over to the left. Inhale, back to the center. Exhale, as you come down. And if it doesn't work holding onto your wrist or having the arm up, you can just bend at the elbow. And next time you come up, we're going to switch hands. And again, moving with your breath. And remember that the option is to bend at the elbow and not hold the wrist. Last time. And then when you come up, one more time, let's roll through those shoulders. And then we're going to bend the knees and gently move side to side.
So 2 laser plus warrior.
Warrior 1, 2, 3.
And 2.
Reverse.
And
Bound.
3 of those.
I think we should do bound warrior. Okay, so when you come back to the center, so here we're going to step back. You're towards the front. You're going to keep your right foot where it is. Step back with your left foot. And our distance here is pretty much for most of us the same as a lunge. You're going to have that front knee bent over your ankle. Now notice how your hips are here. And just for a moment, I want you to explore what happens with your body as you turn your foot out, and then what happens when you bring your foot forward. I just want you to notice how your body moves as you move your foot. So find the position of your foot where it's easy to have your body pointing forward. And then, do you move your back foot towards Rolf? Towards Rolf.
The wall?
No, towards your left.
Yes, towards, like the whole leg.
Widen your
Yes,
stance.
yes, it's gonna help you to be more stable. Then we're gonna reach those arms up. Now here, and if it pulls too much, take your arms down. You're gonna take that left arm forward, right arm back. And your vision is over that front hand, and then let's open up the palms. Nice big inhale as you reach that front arm behind you into our reversed warrior. Maybe I said the left and right wrong. It's very likely. Okay, now when you inhale and unwind, we're going to bring the hands down to the ground or onto a block. Okay? And then you're going to take that right hand and you're going to wrap it around. So you come inside your ankle and wrap it around towards the pinky toe side of the foot. Okay, then we're going to take that left arm and reach it up towards the sky or onto your hip. Okay? Now possibly, some of us are just going to stay here. Some of you are going to bend that bottom elbow and take your palm up on the back of your body, and then bend the top elbow and possibly connect your hands behind you and open up your chest. Who asked for warrior? And then we're going to release those hands, bring them down to the blocks or the ground, come up onto your back toe, step that back foot forward. Hands come onto your legs. We're going to inhale, slide all the way up. Everybody's okay? We are strong. We can persevere. Okay. Inhale those arms up, exhale into a little chair. So we're not going for our deepest chair, just moving with your breath, a nice little way to come back to your center. If your arms are getting tired, just bring them onto your thighs. And next time you come up, we're going to inhale up, exhale all the way down. Again, we're going to step back. So last time we did it standing up, this time you're towards the ground. And you're going to take that right foot back, come on up, hands onto your thigh or up towards your sky. I want you to explore, again, moving your foot and how your body moves with that foot. And notice if it's different on this side. So your feet are still hip width apart, your front knee is over the ankle, and your back foot is at a comfortable angle so you can have that heel down and your chest pointing forward. Then we're going to stretch the arms up. And then whenever you're ready, that left arm's gonna come forward, right arm back. You're looking over your hand in the front. And then we're gonna open up the palms. On your inhale, you're gonna reach back with that hand in the front. And that back hand is not putting pressure on the leg. Whenever you're ready, on an inhale, you're gonna unwind. Come back through warrior one. Bring those hands down to a block or the floor. And we're gonna take that left hand, wrap it around so that you're on the pinky toe. So you come from the inside of the foot around the back of the ankle, and then possibly bring that right arm up or have it on your hip. And again, if you want to do the next step, you're gonna bend your elbow on top with your palm up, bring your hand on the bottom to connect. Maybe they connect, maybe they don't. Open up your chest a little bit. Keep breathing. And then carefully release. Hands down towards the ground. And this time, instead of stepping forward, we're gonna step back with that front foot. So we're in a plank. You could have your knees on the ground or they're up. So we're gonna inhale in this plank position, up or down, exhale into down dog or child's pose. Right? So you choose what works for you. And some of you may even want to alternate between tabletop and child's pose and plank and down dog. And just moving through your hips and your shoulders, stretching your back, making sure you're using your hands completely so that you're not putting all the weight and pressure on your wrists. And then from here, I'm going to invite you all to bring your knees down to the ground. And then we are going to make our way onto our back body. And you'll definitely need a strap. All right, so you're going to get yourself safely onto your back in whatever way that you can. And then once you're on your back, we have our knees bent, feet about hip width apart. And at first, I just want you to interlace your fingers and press them up towards the sky. And so this is going to sound a little interesting, right? I want you to keep your shoulders on the ground as you're pressing your hands away. And if it doesn't work to have your hands interlaced, you can have your palms facing one another. So we did this earlier in the practice, but we're doing it a little bit differently. You're going to inhale, lift up your hips and your chest and take your arms overhead. Exhale, hips down, arms back to perpendicular. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, come down. Moving with your breath. One more time. And we're going to end in that position with your arms perpendicular, then releasing the arms. You're going to find your strap, and we're going to take it on the padded part of your left foot, and you have your right knee bent. And most of you know this one because, again, it's one of my favorites. So here you have this, and we want to keep this leg as perpendicular as we can because we want the head of the femur to stay in its socket. We're going to pivot that leg out, right? So I always think about a duck or a penguin here, right? So your leg is turning out, the whole leg and foot, and then you're going to come down to the pinky toe side of your right foot as you take that knee out to the side. And we're going to hold it for 30 to 60 seconds. And you're just noticing where it stretches around your pelvis. So, and try to keep that leg up. I know some of you want to get that stretch by dropping it out to the side, but we're really working on something different here. And you're still breathing. Now we're going to come back to neutral. That means we're going to lift up the knee. You're flat on your foot. You're going to bring your leg back to neutral, and then you're gonna start to pivot the leg in. So this would be if you walked with your knees pointing towards one another, you're gonna try to keep that foot flat. It's gonna want to sickle. You're gonna walk your right foot out a little bit and drop your right knee in towards the center. And you're gonna keep breathing. So your right knee is pointing towards the center and your left leg and foot are pointing towards the center. And again, we're trying to keep that leg perpendicular to the ground. And for some of us, you know, it might feel like your legs don't turn like that. And you're still breathing. We're looking for that staram sukham, right? Like comfort and ease in the pose as we breathe. And just notice, are you feeling muscles that you're not used to stretching? We're going to come back to neutral. So again, with the leg and the foot. And this is where you're going to hold the straps in your right hand. Leg is still perpendicular, foot is flexed. You're going to lift up that right leg and reach for your right ankle or foot. Now some of you may need to let go of the foot as we bring that knee down to the ground. And then very carefully, you are in control of your leg. You're going to take that leg across your body. Don't let it drop to the floor. Some of you are going to have your knee bent here, right? And then you're going to take that top hip and press it towards the front of the room, like you're trying to make your body long. And you're going to keep breathing. So the leg goes across the body. And you're breathing, trying to relax through the head and shoulders. And then very carefully, we're going to lift that leg up, let go of the knee. We're going to take the strap off and then either bend your knees or stretch your legs out. And I want you to notice how you feel from left to right. And notice if there are any differences. And just taking a couple of breaths. Now from here, we're going to, again, bend both of the knees. Take your strap, we're going to place it around the right foot, padded part of your foot, and again, we're looking for a place where that leg is perpendicular to the floor, so your femur head's staying in the socket, and then we're going to turn the leg out, so the whole leg and the foot turn out to the right. And you're going to come on, you're going to open the left knee out to the side. You're coming onto the pinky toe side of your left foot. And again, we're holding the position and noticing what you feel. And if you're anything like me, it feels totally different on this side. So some of you have your legs out to the side, so I want you to see how it feels if you bring them back to the center, meaning that they're perpendicular to the ground. And you're still breathing, making sure sometimes the hands get tired here, holding onto the strap, so relax your hand if you need to. Again, we're going to come back to neutral with the knee and the leg. And this is where you're going to take the whole leg and foot and pivot it in towards the center. So now it's pointing to the left. And then you're going to walk your left foot out a little bit, maybe even off your mat, and drop that left knee in towards the center. And you're still breathing, again, looking for that place of comfort so that your breath can flow nice and easily. You're in the state of yoga. Once more, bringing ourselves back to neutral. And then, this is where you're going to take both straps into your left hand. That foot and leg, you're straight and your foot's flexed. We're going to lift up the left foot and reach for the left ankle with your right hand, and then possibly bring that knee down to the ground. And then ever so slowly, with you in control, you're going to bring that leg across your body towards the floor. And again, once you get into that comfortable position, you're going to start to press that top hip towards the front of the room or away from you so that your body's nice and long, your head and shoulders are relaxed on the ground. Your breath is flowing easily. And when you start to feel complete, we're going to lift that leg up, let go of your foot, take the strap off your foot, and again, bring your feet down to the floor, stretch out your legs, whichever feels most comfortable for you, and you're checking in, like what's changed, what's shifted, how does it feel in your body? And then I'm going to invite you to bend your knees and bring your ankles and knees next to one another. Your arms are down at your sides. We're going to inhale, arms overhead, open your knees out to the sides. Exhale, knees come together, arms come back down to your sides. Just moving with your breath. Inhale, open. Exhale, close. No rush. Now, one of these times on the inhale, I want you to keep your knees open and your arms overhead, and if it doesn't feel good having the arms extended, just bring them down to your sides or onto your body. And I want you to pay close attention in this position, what's happening in your diaphragm with your breathing. So paying attention to your rib cage expanding, your diaphragm expanding and then contracting. Now from here, on an exhale, let's bring those knees together, arms back down to the sides. And we're going to roll over onto our bellies, and I'm going to invite you to have your face towards me. So I'm looking at your faces and not your feet. And it's your hips poking to the ground. Some of you might like to open a blanket up underneath your body. So as you come down onto the floor, just noticing, do your ribs feel okay, your hips? You might have your forearms in front of you with your forehead relaxing on them. And then whenever you're ready, we're going to bend both knees and flex the feet and just gently move your feet side to side. So again, not looking to get the feet down to the floor, just kind of noticing as you move your feet side to side what happens in the low back and the pelvis. And then when you come through the center, we're going to straighten out the legs on the floor. And I want you to explore taking one leg off the ground at a time. So you're just going to inhale, lift up your right leg, exhale, bring it down. Inhale, lift up the right leg, exhale, bring it down. If it doesn't work to lift the whole leg, do it bending the knee. Right, so finding a way that works for you as you move one leg at a time. It doesn't matter how high it comes up, we're just trying to disconnect it from the floor. So the next time that you do your right leg, I want you to pause for a moment, and then we're going to look at the possibility of lifting both feet off the ground. So inhale, lift your feet up, exhale, bring them down. So either with straight legs or bent knees, not forcing that low back to do more work than it's ready for. And then the next time your feet come down, again, we're going to bend both knees and gently move the feet side to side. Again, checking in with that low back, making sure it still feels okay. Now here, this is where it's going to get interesting. Some of you are going to stay on the ground. Some of you are going to come up onto your elbows. You're going to see which works better for you. We're going to keep the left leg bent, and you're going to attempt to lift your right leg up and put it onto your foot. so it's like a half locust pose. Okay, and it may get up there, it may not. Sometimes I come around and lift everybody's head up. Then we're gonna gently release. One more time, bend both knees and move side to side. Making sure you're not overdoing it. And again, we'll stop in the center, keeping your right knee bent with that lower leg up, and attempt to lift your left leg and place it onto your right foot. And you're still breathing.
Should the left hip be off the floor?
It will lift off the floor, yes. That would be a feat to get that off the ground. Okay, and then we're gonna gently slide down towards the ground. And last time, bend both knees and take your feet side to side. So what do y'all think of that? We don't do that very often. It's a little bit different. Some people find a nice release in their low back.
I liked it.
You liked it?
Mhm.
Good.
I
And
can't put
it's,
my foot up there, but
yeah, but
I mean-
like, it's one of those things that when you repeat it, like, over time, it actually, yep, it does get easier. All right, so again, we're gonna stop in a place where your knees are bent and your feet are flexed towards the sky, and we're gonna work our elbows towards our body. Like, so the front of our body is like a sphinx pose. And then I want you to notice what's happening in your shoulders. So find a comfortable position for your shoulders and for your elbows so that your chest can be open, and just invite your breastbone, your sternum towards the front of the room without flinging your head back. I can feel the psoas here too, right? And then, so you're breathing as you're here, you're making sure that your body's comfortable, relax your pelvis. You can even press your elbows into the ground to lift your pelvis up and then reset it back onto the ground. Now on one of your exhales, let's come down to the ground, relax the legs, relax the head. And then from here, I want you to either press back into child's pose or roll onto your back and take your knees towards your chest, whichever one sounds more inviting to you. So you're either coming into child's pose with your arms extended or wrapped around your legs, or you're coming onto your back and bringing your knees towards your chest. And you can choose to be stationary or to move a little in your position, whatever feels best. Now from here, I want you to, whether you're on your back or your front, eventually you're gonna come up to a seated position. You're gonna find a blanket, and we're going to open it up into this position so that you can have a nice big, we're gonna make it into a roll, but like fold it one more time. And then you're gonna roll it up.
Is this right?
Yes.
Got it right.
Yes, yay. And then we're gonna place that on our mat vertically.
A small blanket.
And they are differently sized, there's no doubt. Now on this, I want you to have your butt and your head on the roll, which is one of the reasons we have it in the longer position when we roll it. So your butt's on the blanket, you're gonna carefully roll down, and your head is on the blanket too. And then we're gonna start with our knees bent. So part of it is like your whole spine is supported here, you know, from your pelvis to your head. And I want you to make sure that you're not gonna roll off your blanket. So our knees are bent. And what I want you to do, and you may have to take your foot off of your mat because we want it to slide. You're gonna come up onto your right heel, and you're gonna start to slide that foot away at a little bit of an angle, and then slide it back in. And when I do this, I like the, what do you call it, like traction or resistance that you get with your heel on the floor, and you're noticing what's happening in your pelvis as you do that. Now, next time that heel comes in, you're gonna reposition yourself, find your balance, and then you're gonna come onto the left heel and again start to drag that leg away from you at a slight angle. And you're just moving back and forth, again, paying attention to what's happening in your pelvis as you're doing that. So one more time, when that heel comes in, we're going to set ourselves up so our feet are about hip width apart, knees are bent. And here, I want you to hug yourself with your arms, so you're kind of walking your fingers behind your back body towards your shoulder blades, and your elbows are stacked up in front of you. And then just gently move the upper part of your body side to side. Now look down at your elbows, notice which arm is on top, and you're gonna uncross your arms and then recross with the other elbow on top. Again, reaching those fingertips back towards your shoulder blades and gently moving side to side. And like for me, I feel like this little, it's almost like a little massage on the inside of the shoulder blades from the blanket connecting, but you're noticing what you feel. And eventually we'll come to a place that we stop. Now here, hopefully that blanket's right in the center of your body. You're relaxing your shoulders to the ground. Your head is totally supported. And then you can keep your knees bent, or you can stretch your legs out, whichever feels better on the back body. And then once you find that position for your legs, we're gonna inhale, one arm up, and turn your head away from the arm. Exhale, back to the center, arm down. Alternating sides, inhale, arm up, head turns, exhale, back to the center. And like with everything that we do, if it doesn't feel good to take the arm all the way overhead, you're taking the arm to whatever position feels good. And the next time that you finish that second side, pausing in the center, checking in with your body. Is there anything else that you need right now? Right, so I'm kind of walking through my legs, bringing one knee towards the chest because that feels good in my pelvis, but you're asking your body what it might need in this moment. And it might be just to lay there, it might be to open your knees out, bring your knees towards your chest. And then after you do whatever it is that you're drawn to do, I want you to think about how you want to be for Shavasana. And you can get rid of that blanket underneath you. You can use it in a different way. You might want to put socks and shirts on or a blanket over you. We're going to come into Shavasana. As you start to get yourself set up, you're going to ask yourself, is there anything else that would help you to be even a little bit more comfortable here? And then inviting your breath and your body and your mind settle. And for the next few moments, allowing yourself to be completely supported by the earth beneath you, props, whatever you have underneath you. Jiya, Jiya, Devi Mat. Namah. Jiya, Jiya, Devi Jiya, Jiya, devi mat, namah. So very gently coming back to your mind and your body and your breath and noticing how you're feeling today. And then when you're ready, starting to make those slow, thoughtful movements, stretching in whatever way is most inviting. Eventually, maybe coming up to a seated position, but taking your time. Sure who needs this today, but I'm called to do it, so we're going to do it. You're going to take your thumbs and kind of press them on your cheekbones and pull out to the sides a little bit, so you're not putting a whole lot of pressure. And I just have my thumbs resting, my fingers resting behind my ears. And then I want you to take a couple of full breaths in and out through your nose. And then when you feel complete with that, you can release your hands and then take another full breath without the thumbs pressing on your cheekbones. Maybe it was I who needed that. Could you feel the difference in your breathing when you do that? Yeah. So what happens is it helps to open up your sinuses a little bit so you can get a fuller breath. And I thought today we might do a little chant. What do you think? Y'all want to do a chant? We won't do the one that I did. We'll do one that's a little bit easier. So I'll say the chant, and remember when we chant, you're breathing in when you're not making sound, and you breathe out when you are. Okay? Namah, namo, namaha. Nice begin breath. Namah, namo. Namah, namo, namaha. That was really beautiful. So thank you all for being here in person and online, and I thank all my teachers past and present, and I acknowledge the lands that I live and work upon, and I'm just glad that you're all here, and I hope everyone feels at least a little bit better in mind, body, or spirit. Namaste.
Namaste.